right, so we're going to go through how to put a race response completely together to give you an idea of what a race response should look like at the very end. I'll probably give you an idea of how to do both different kinds of sites just so that everybody's clear on that. But let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to read from a very short little article on phobias by Kids Health. So it says, what is a phobia? A phobia is the fancy name for a fear, but a phobia isn't just any kind of fear. It's normal for kids to be afraid of things, like taking a hard test at school, passing a growling dog on the street, or hearing a huge clap of thunder. A phobia is different because it is a very strong fear of a situation or thing. It is also a kind of fear that doesn't go away. Kids who have a phobia will be afraid of something every time they see it or experience it. Kids who have phobias often go out of their way to avoid the situation or the thing that scares them. For example, some kids might have a phobia of being in closed-in spaces and are scared to take an elevator. Sometimes, when forced to face what's scary, a kid with a phobia might get very nervous and have a panic attack.
I like that one.
Okay, so my question that I have to answer is, how is a phobia different from a fear? So in terms of race, my first thing I'm going to do is my R. I'm going to restate. So the subject of this question is phobia. So I'm going to say A. Phobia is what is different from a fear. And now I need a transition word. A phobia is different from a fear because. Now the reason why I know to put because is because my question was how. So because is the way that you answer a how question. So now I'm going to put in my answer. And remember, I don't want to steal exactly from the article itself because that's going to be plagiarism. So what do they say? It's different because it's a very strong fear of a situation or thing. Okay, so I'm just going to change it up a little bit. I'm still going to use the word fear, but just not totally in the same way. A phobia is different from a fear because it is much stronger. Bam, simple. So I have my R right here. I'm going to highlight that so you can see that. Let's do kind of the colors of a stop sign or a stop signal. Okay, so we have kind of my R. Let's make it actually a little bit of a different color. Let's do that. There you go. A phobia is different from a fear because it is much stronger. So now I have my R and my A. I need to do my citation. I need to give evidence as to why I know that. So let's do a quote first. So that's where I take directly out of the text. It's kind of the easier of the two. According to the article, right? And I'm going to go find, according to the article, kids who have a phobia will be afraid of something every time they see it or experience it. Kids who have a phobia, it's the kind of fear that doesn't go away. You know what? I like that. So I'm going to say, according to the article, a phobia is, oh, whoops, I made a mistake here. According to the article should be a comma. We're just continuing the sentence. A phobia is, and then start my quote. So I'm going to start it right here where it focuses. A kind of fear that doesn't go away. Okay. I can also add in maybe something else. According to the article, a phobia is a kind of fear that doesn't go away. Let's maybe say also, and then I'll quote, kids who have phobias often go out of their way to avoid the situation or thing that scares them. Notice both times that I took directly out of the text, I put it in quotation marks. That is to make sure that if anybody else is reading this, they know that I didn't say that. I'm not plagiarizing because I quoted to show you that somebody else wrote it. Now, let's say we don't want to do that. Let's say I want to put it in my own words because it's just easier that way. I have my son with me, so you may hear him every once in a while. Okay, so according to the article, phobia is, okay, so let's just change that up. Let's say, according to the article, phobias, let's say don't leave a person. Another easy way to say it, and it's in my own words, it's not directly out of the article. Let's say for this one, kids who have phobias go out of their way to avoid the situation. Okay, also, let's say it mentions that kids with phobias may avoid the thing, let's say as much as possible. Let's say as much as, let's say they possibly can. That's maybe a better way to say it. They possibly can. Okay, so that right there, that's my cite. So I have my R, my A, and my C. Now I'm missing something. I'm missing my E. A lot of times kids will give me their answer. They'll give me their restate, their answer, and their cite, but they don't actually give me their last one. They don't give me their E. So remember, you have to explain how your evidence proves your answer is correct. Okay, so an easy way to start this off is to say this proves or this means. So I'm just going to say, let's take that highlight off. This proves that, so my evidence, so somebody avoiding something. This proves that if they go out of their way to get away from the phobia, out of their way to get away from the phobia every time that it is, and remember, I'm trying to connect it back to my answer. So in my answer, I said it's stronger than a fear. So this proves that if they go out of their way to get away from the phobia every time, that it is, let's say, much more intense than a fear. Say a simple fear. Okay. So this part of my explain sentence references my evidence, and then this second part references my answer. So I'm explaining how my evidence proves my answer. Okay, and you'll notice right here that I have all of the parts. I have 4 sections and 3 sentences. Actually, I have 4 sentences because I used 2 to give my evidence. So, okay, let me know if you still are having difficulty. This is how I'm going to ask you to answer questions almost every single day, every single week at least, especially when we're doing talking about texts. So it's really important to know how to write in this way. It's also really important because when you do state testing and you have to do things like constructed responses, a race response is what they're expecting you to do. So that's a really good habit to get into. It makes you a better writer. It shows that you are understanding what you're reading. And all around, it just shows that you understand, in general, how to write like a student. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions. I'll see you guys later.